Welcome to the Sports Card Talk Show. Sports Card Talk Show with Kevin Anderson and Lauren Walker, the Schaub brothers.
Welcome to episode 27 of the Sports Card Talk Show. Monday Mount Rushmore today. Who we going with today?
The Houston Texans.
The Houston Texans. Awesome.
And today we have Frexen's Cards joining us to rep his team.
Awesome. Yeah, I know. Been really enjoying his Instagram page, and he's got a lot of great content. I'm excited to have him on and have him help us out with this.
Yeah.
Should we give him a jingle?
Yeah, let's jingle him up.
All right, sounds good. Let's do it. All right, we got Hugo on the phone, Frexen's Cards. So happy to have you on with us today to rep your Texans.
Hey, Hugo.
Hey guys, thank you for having me. Really happy and excited to be on the show today.
Yeah, great. So we're excited to hear what you got. I think we'll jump in with the honorable mentions. How does that sound?
Yeah.
What you got?
Sounds great.
All right.
So my first honorable mention was Owen Daniels. Used to be, until this day, he's Houston's best tight end, because we honestly haven't had that much luck since Houston got the team back in 2002. I was looking, so he played 8 seasons for us, went to 2 Pro Bowls, 29 touchdowns, almost 400 receptions, and over 4,600 yards. Had a solid career with us. Then he moved and played for Baltimore, and he also won the Super Bowl with Denver, so I was pretty happy for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought it was important to kind of remind what he did with us. That was like a really good player. Like when we had that 2009 team, that was a really good one. Andre was on fire. Schaub was also really good. I think that's the best. Like that was his career season, and he was part of it. So that was important, I think, to mention Owen Daniels.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we probably had him on a fantasy football team or two back in the day.
I know I did.
He was good. He was good on the field, and in our lineups every week. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. So you what's the next one for you?
So my next one is, it sounds odd when I say it, but it's Houston's greatest quarterback as we speak. It's Matt freaking Schaub,
Right.
We got him back in 2007, and he played very well. I know people outside of Houston makes fun of him because that last season, the 2013 season, was awful. And we ended up with the worst record in the league. We drafted Jadeveon Clowney with that first overall pick in 2014, but he had really good seasons too. Made the Pro Bowl twice while playing for Houston in 2009 and in 2012. Not that it really matters, but he was the Pro Bowl MVP in 2009. So I guess he will take it
for sure.
And yeah, he had that 2009 season, like career year, 29 touchdowns. I think he had 15 interceptions. 2010 was also a very good year for him. 2012 we were solid, and I know that some people would argue that had he not been injured back in, I think that was in the 2011 season, when people thought that he was going to take us to the Super Bowl, but he broke his leg because Hayward fell on it. That was bad, but he had a really good tenure with us if you put that last season away. So I thought it was important to mention him too. Obviously Watson will pass him in the ranks of being the best quarterback. But yeah, we hadn't been lucky until we got Deshaun Watson. So yeah, but he was good. So yeah, I wanted to mention him in my honorable mentions.
What I remember about Matt Schaub is when he played for the Atlanta Falcons. And the Vikings were playing them, and we knocked Michael Vick out of the game, and we were excited about that because Michael Vick was, this is back when Michael Vick was just running circles around everybody. Matt Schaub came in and had a 100-yard rushing a game against the Vikings.
And he probably has 110 yards.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's
Makes
hilarious.
sense.
Yeah.
It's too bad people remember that last year, because all the good that he did, it kind of gets overshadowed by that, but.
And I remember watching that season, that 2013 season. It was really bad. And, you've got that season where everything clicks, everything falls into places. And we had the opposite, and people were booing him. Like that was really bad. That was painful. So
that is, yeah.
I think we're feeling a little bit of that with Kirk Cousins right now.
We are a little bit.
I mean, the good thing for us was he was not that expensive.
Exactly.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
And my next honorable mention is Whitney Merciless. Really like this guy. I believe that he's one of the most underrated and underappreciated defensive players in the league. So he's been injured. He's been dealing with injuries over the last couple of years, but he's had a phenomenal season so far. I was looking earlier today, and he is the third player to have 5 sacks and 4 forced fumbles in the first 4 games in the NFL. And so since 1993, there are 3 players. There's Whitney Merciless, there's Khalil Mack, and there's J.J. Watt.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
That's some elite company right there.
Yeah, not too shabby, right? So,
Right.
So I love the guy. I think he's a really good dude. I mean, I don't know him, obviously.
Right.
But he seems to be a really good dude, involved in the community. When I was in Indiana, so he played for Illinois. Like, I know people there. He was very active. So, like, really, really good guy. So, I'm really rooting for him, and I want him to make like the Pro Bowl this season. That'd be awesome.
That would be.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And my last honorable mention is our current quarterback, Deshaun Watson. When we drafted him, I was super excited. He was a great prospect. Showed that he could win. Won that national championship against Alabama, like the last second touchdown, game-winning touchdown to Hunter Renfro was amazing. Like he's a winner. Thing is now we got to protect him. So we started addressing it. I think Andrew Luck retirement was, the thing that we needed, in the way that Houston realized that if we don't protect him, he'll probably end up retiring 3 or 4 years from now, because like last year he got sacked way too many times. This season he's been sacked quite a lot. Things need to fall into places. Tunsil need to get used to the team. But yeah, we need to protect him. But he's an excellent runner. He still needs to improve his decision making, in my opinion. Sometimes he's going to make those crazy throws and it goes to completion, but sometimes it's just like, yikes, yeah, that was so close from being a turnover. So he needs to calm down, and probably also it's probably linked to he's got 2 seconds, not even 2 seconds.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Yeah. But no, I love him. Really excited. I think he's the future of the franchise. Had an amazing rookie season before tearing his ACL. That game against Seattle that was mind blowing.
Yeah, it was.
We lost. What a game it was. So yeah, I think he deserves to be my last honorable mention because it's been 3 seasons, so it's too early to put him where I put other players.
Yeah, before Pat Mahomes' magical season last year, D-Watt took the league by storm his rookie year. Just absolutely crazy phenomenon. What those few weeks that he was just 4 or 5 touchdowns, running all over the place. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah,
and I really think that, well, obviously I'm biased, but when Rodgers, when Breeze, when Brady retire, it's gonna come down to Mahomes. It's going to be Watson. It's going to be Wentz, Baker if he confirms. I really think that he's going to be like top 2, top 3 quarterbacks in the league. So really excited about it.
I bet you are.
It's been brutal being a Texans fan. It's been brutal. So future's bright for sure.
That's great, man.
Yeah. And so now I'm going to start my Mount Rushmore.
All right.
And my first player is Arian Foster. Loved him as a running back.
Oh, yes.
Guy. Very atypical because, does a lot of stuff outside of the field. Like he went undrafted. He played for Tennessee. At Tennessee, I think he majored in philosophy. You wouldn't expect that from a football player, right?
Right.
And no, he's Houston's greatest running back to this day too. I mean, had amazing seasons, made to full Pro Bowls. He led the NFL in rushing touchdowns for 2 years, like back in 2010 and 2012. Rushing leader in 2010. He could run, he could catch. He was so elusive. He was just so fun to watch. So I enjoyed it. Fortunately, we also have a tendencies of getting players who are injury prone. So I had to deal with lots of injuries, and he retired, I think, in 2016 with Miami after playing 2 games because of injuries. And I just think that he was not passionate about football, which is, there's nothing wrong with it. It was his job.
Yep.
And but no, he was a great player. I enjoyed watching him. Seems to be a cool and fun dude. He's got a great podcast. I don't know if you've ever listened to it.
Oh, I bet it's really good because he always had really great interviews. So he'd be great behind the mic for sure.
Yeah, one time he talked about fighting. Well, would he beat a wolf if you were to fight a wolf? And he was like, I'll definitely kick.
I remember that.
That was hilarious. That was on Joe Rogan, and I think that's how it started.
Yeah.
But he's pretty cool dude. I really like him for sure.
Yeah, amazing player too. I remember back in those years when he was leading the league, and he'd be like, "Who's this guy?" Like you said, he was undrafted, and I think it was the rush to the waiver wire that year. Who was gonna get him on the fantasy team first? And
yeah, I mean Ben Tate was the starting running back.
Yeah,
and Ben who?
Yeah, exactly, Ben who. And I really like Ben Tate because actually, so Foster took over, and like Ben Tate was arguably the best backup in the NFL. That duo was really good, and it was really fun to watch. Yeah, but it's all about opportunities in the NFL, right?
I think Ben Tate ended up on the Vikings roster there for a second, right at the very end. When
he got no love because the Vikings, the Browns, and he retired. It was like people forgot about him, but he was decent.
Yeah,
he was decent. Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, that's shout out to Ben Tate if you watch us today.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. And my next player is Brian Cushing.
Oh yeah.
I had to pick him because to me he's such an iconic Texans player. He was a badass. He's got that mean attitude, like trash talker, like I'm gonna get into your face. I really like that. Again, didn't have the career I think he should have had because of injuries, PED suspensions. Having a hard time believing that he never took anything because got busted twice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I believe in second chances. You do you, but eventually, I don't know. But yeah, had a phenomenal rookie season back in 2009. Made it to the Pro Bowl as a rookie, won Defensive Rookie of the Year that season. I mean, had such an amazing potential, but got played, to injuries again. So it's
a common theme here today. The injury-shortened careers, and oh man. Yeah.
And I'm sure you guys remember that when they played the Browns. I can't remember if it was 2010 or 11. Like he went to that dude's face, but he had removed his mask and like he had butt him. That was just like, what are you doing? And he's had that like gash and he was bleeding. It was like, no, I'm cool. I don't want stitches. I'm gonna go play. So that warrior mentality. I loved it.
Yeah.
And now I think he's still with the organization. He's like the strength and conditioning assistant coach. So it's good that we.
He better not be giving any of those guys the supplements he's been taking.
Don't jinx them.
Right. I was gonna say, don't jinx them.
I don't want my linebackers to get busted.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyways, my next player is DeAndre Hopkins.
Oh yeah.
Love the guy. I think that since 2015 can make a case that he's been a top 3 wide receiver.
Oh yeah.
So back in 2015,
I don't think that's an argument at all. I think he's definitely within with Julio and Antonio Brown. If those are those are the 3 guys that come to mind for me.
Yeah. Because you have Odell Beckham when he's healthy, he's amazing.
Yeah.
But you have Michael Thomas, you've got Devontae Adams, but Nuke is so reliable, and consistent.
Oh, yeah.
And he's been making plays regardless of the quarterback.
Exactly, that's what I was going to say.
And we had freaking Brock Osweiler,
Yeah.
And he was still putting numbers for your fantasy team, for the Texans.
Yeah.
He's been amazing. Last year, I think he had 110 or 115 receptions. He didn't drop the ball once.
He's got way too big of hands, man. He's got like alien hands.
and he's so physical, but he's not a big dude. He's 6'1", so I would say it's probably average for wide receiver 1.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But he's just so physical, and he commands the ball. Like whenever they play Jacksonville, so Ramsey and Nuke, it's just like, man, it's brutal, it's violent, and you can tell it's always a fight, and it's awesome because he's got an amazing technique. Like his technique is great. He's one of the best. So far, I was looking. So 98 games with the Texans, over 7,600 receiving yards, 49 touchdowns so he's been in the league since 2013. Yep. So 49 touchdowns. He's getting there. Andre Johnson, I think, has 64, something like that.
Yeah,
so he's getting there. And he's just amazing. He's not a diva. You don't hear him. You don't hear anything bad about him in the news.
Yeah.
He's not complaining. He's not. No, he's just perfect for our team.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a pleasure to watch him play, man. I have had him on a couple fantasy teams. I actually have a little stack of his cards. I'll have to put a few up on Instagram there and show you a couple of the ones that I got. Yeah, I got it. Nothing too crazy, but a couple short prints, and I really like him.
He's my favorite wide receiver with Julio Jones.
Yeah.
They're so consistent and never gets injured. And he always shows up. So no, I love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then my last player for the Mountain Rushmore is the one and only J.J. Watt.
Yes.
I mean, he's going to make it to the Hall of Fame. 5-time Pro Bowler. He won so many awards. I remember that was 2014 when I thought he was going to be the freaking MVP because he was playing tight end too.
I remember that.
Touchdowns, defensive touchdowns. He was just so dominant, and somehow they decided to give the MVP to Aaron Rodgers. I was so bummed out. I mean, Rodgers is a great quarterback, don't get me wrong, but I was so bummed out because I felt like he was so deserving.
But yeah,
he's a monster. So he's coming back. He's had those bad injuries like the back and the leg.
Yeah.
Oh, I seen that leg thing happen, and I was watching that game. That was bad.
Yeah.
The way he bent around that corner and his leg just went, and you're just going. Was that the first game of the season? First or second? It was really early in the season. Yep.
Yeah, and he's down on the field and he's shaking his head and he's he knows he's done. He's like, all right.
Yeah.
That was really, really sad and disheartening. But he's gonna get to the 100 sacks by the end of the season, I think, because he's at 95 right now.
Yeah.
And he's done so much for Houston with the
Hurricane
Harvey. Yeah, he won Walton Payton Award of the Year, Man of the Year. So just a great guy. I think he deserves a ring, So it's now or never. I still think we're not there yet, but he deserves it. So he's such a great guy. So yeah.
Yeah, great player and just a great person. That's a big thing that you hear nothing but praise for him and good things, and that's awesome.
Yeah, I mean the top 3 defensive guys in the league are Aaron Donald, JJ, and now Khalil Mack. And it's JJ's probably now 3rd, but he's been so dominant for 5-6 years that
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's an amazing player. And another one of those, maybe injuries are starting to take the toll, and
and I mean he's 30 now, so he's getting there too.
Yeah, father time.
Wins out most of the time, I guess.
Yeah.
All the time. All the time eventually, but all right, so I'm guessing you must have a face of the franchise because there's a pretty big name you haven't mentioned yet.
I mean, I thought about putting JJ as the face of the franchise, and then I was
kind of thought maybe you go that route, but
no, it's Andre Johnson. The one and only number 80. Again, he's going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. If he's not, I just don't understand it. He's had an amazing career. He broke my heart when we let him go and he went to the Colts. That was brutal to me. I was fine with him going to the Patriots to win a Super Bowl, and I was upset when I saw him sign with the Colts, and I was in Indianapolis at that time. I was like, you must be kidding me. And my friends were giving me so much crap about it. That was rough.
No.
Yeah, amazing player, 7 Pro Bowls. He's got so many franchise records. I was looking earlier today, so 64 touchdowns. So I think DeAndre Hopkins will catch up to him. Receiving yards is almost at 14,000 receiving yards.
Wow.
It's just ridiculous.
That's the thing about Andre that I remember as far as being in fantasy football too. He'd rack up a lot of yards, but he didn't get into the end zone as much as you would think he should have.
Yeah, exactly.
With as many catches and yards as he had, he maybe end up with like 6-7 touchdowns by the end of the year.
Yep, that was it. I think he never topped 8 touchdowns or 9 touchdowns this season, which is still good. But in fantasy, you wanted him in PPR for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, because like you had those 1,200 receiving yards every year. But yeah, touchdowns were, could say who were the quarterbacks at the time.
Oh, exactly.
It goes back to that.
Yeah.
I'm sure it got better with matchup, but before matchup, it was not.
And you look at the numbers that he put up. Just imagine, like you said, had there been even if Schaub would have been there earlier, And
amazing. Again,
him and Foster's careers overlapped there for a while too. So Arian was stealing all of Johnson's touchdowns there for a couple of years also.
Yeah.
No, and you had Owen Daniels too.
Yep.
Yeah. A lot of mouth to feed.
And a lot of firepower on those teams.
Yeah. Somehow we would lose in the in the walk-ons. Every time because I was looking, he actually went to the playoff twice.
Oh, really?
So only 2 games in the postseason. So that's a shame.
Yeah, that is. Yeah. Amazing player though. Yeah.
Yeah. Man. And honestly, I forgot. I want to forget, and I've forgiven him about cheating on us by going to the Colts, and then he played for the Titans. I was like, whatever.
Right.
He's Andre. That's fine. He's good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we understand that if one of ours was to hop across the state to Green Bay, we might be feeling the same way. Can't believe you went there. Any other team but there.
Yeah, you guys got Brett Favre, so.
That was a nice get.
Yeah.
The best part about that is that they sent him off to the Jets because they didn't want him to come to us, and we still got him. So it was like, the big middle finger to the cheeseheads.
So really, our list is right there with you. We had Andre Johnson as part of the Mount Rushmore because we didn't do a face of the franchise for whatever reason. But I guess it's right there. You hit it right on the head. Awesome job, and
thank you.
And I was looking at your site and I saw on your Instagram, and I see you grew up with soccer and rugby. So how was the transition to starting to watch football? Are you American football or the world soccer football?
Well, now I've been here for so many years that when I say football, I mean football. I don't mean soccer.
Okay. That's where I was going with that. Yeah.
Yes, but based on my upbringing, my favorite sport is soccer. I think it'll always be soccer.
Right.
But I absolutely love football. And I've been watching football for what now? over 20 years. I remember my first game was actually in France, back in France in 1997 when the Packers beat the Patriots.
Oh, wow.
That's my first memory.
That was the first one. Oh, nice.
Like Brett Favre. And I saw that guy. I was like, holy moly, he's pretty good. So I really, and I'm going to upset you guys, but I started watching and following the Packers growing up as a kid, and it's when I moved to the US, moved to Texas, didn't want to root for the Cowboys, and the Texans were still a very young franchise. So I was like, let's root for these guys, and never
ever since, huh?
Never looked back.
That's great.
Ever since,
Say, what with the Frexens cards? Is that a play on the Texans or?
Yeah, exactly. It's French and Texans,
okay.
That's. I mean, now I'm also American, but that's part of who I am. Born and raised in France.
Yeah.
So it was just like a reminder. Not that I really bring this up on social media or whenever I talk to people on Instagram or I don't really use it because it's not really relevant to what it's all about. It's about the hobby, collecting cards.
I had saw a little post. That's all I was bringing that up.
Yeah. I did that. Like not long ago because about my hometown. Soccer team. I was really excited when I was able to get those autographs. So
yeah. I saw that and I read that little story. I'm like, man, this guy's so cool. I couldn't, I was ready to. I'm glad that this worked out. That you were able to come on and rep the Texans.
It's always fun to hear how people come up with their names and just origin stories and all that stuff too. Yeah,
I wanted something different. It could have been, Texans collector.
Yeah.
Put whatever number you want, like your favorite number or whatnot. Yeah. But I
really like it. I like the originality of it.
Yeah.
And it speaks to kind of who you are. You're someone who grew up in France and is a Texans fan. I mean, it's pretty simplistic, but it's got a nice flavor.
and usually people are like, how come a French guy is a Texans fan? It doesn't make any sense. Odds. What's the connection?
So, right. Yeah, it's been great, man. I can't thank you enough. If you want to hang on the phone for 1 second, we'll chit chat for a minute. But we've started a new thing where we kind of end as we're talking here. So we're just gonna say, "Skull Brothers out."
Skull Brothers
out.
See
you on the next one. All right, thanks for watching the episode today. We like to end every video with a little giveaway. How did we decide we were gonna do it? We're gonna post a video,
and then a week later, or comment right away. But a week later, we're gonna close the giveaway and ship out. Do a randomizer if we get more than one comment.
Right.
And if we just get one comment, then you automatically
win.
It.
Yeah. So all you have to do is comment below whether you would want to do a black grab bag, blue grab bag, and of course our preference, purple.
Go purple.
Yeah, so again, thanks for watching, and after the video drops 1 week later, boom, go with that, huh?
Yeah.
Skull Brothers out.
Skull Brothers out.